Video of the day is getting to 300,000 miles. I'm not going to film it, but while I'm parked, very close right now. So I'll catch up with you as soon as I can. Here we go. First startup above 300,000. Just like the day I got it. Hey y'all, so I got some things planned for the truck. Now it hit 300,000. I'm gonna do some nice things today. We're gonna start with the oil change and just the normal T5 Donaldson blue filter. Cool thing to do. And I've learned this from the last couple times that I've done the oil. Just come under here and get your oil filter out before you get your hands all greasy. It's a lot easier to unscrew this thing if you just wait, or if you just do it first thing. This is what my maintenance log looks like. It's you know, goes back quite a while. I'm gonna convert this to digital, you know, type it in the computer and stuff. But you can see our last oil change was not that long ago, 293, 861, and I believe our miles is roughly 300,070, 300,080, somewhere in there. It's 300,096. I was actually reading the other day about a debate about whether or not you fill your oil filter up with the fresh oil or not when you install it. I've always have done this, and I've never had any issues. One other thing that I'm going to do while I'm under here is just look for leaks and stuff. You can see we're the camera right now, the bottom is right out the front of the truck. You can see the fan right here, the belt. There's the oil pan. Right here is your most common water pump leak. Right under there's the AC compressor, which doesn't work. This is where that water pump would leak from, right off the side here. And then, so that looks pretty dry now. We just replaced it for free under warranty. There's a video about that too. Oil pan looks pretty dry. Let me show you some more things. Front end components. This looks a little bit worn. This is the drag link end at the pitman arm. That looks a little bit worn, but it's pretty solid, and I'll do some more testing on that. That may ought to be replaced, but everything else looks pretty good on the front end. I have a video out there about front end things. We got the differential here. It looks like there was some spillage of something on top of there. That's definitely not coming out of the differential, and I have changed the fluid in there, and it's got a new gasket on it as well. So hang on one sec till I get to the back. Okay, here I am. I'm behind the front axle now. I'm looking at the fuel lines. They look dry right now. I was concerned about a little bit of leakage coming from around this area, but it has not been present in quite some time. So it's very dry here. You can also see right along here, there's the control arm, and this is the frame. And you can see a bit of residue and stuff from when that was leaking a little bit up there. That has since stopped as far as I can tell. And then we're looking here at the trans bell housing area, and you can see there's a bit of leakage here. It's just more of a sweat, and actually originally I thought this could be rear main seal. I think it's actually a very slow coolant leak. It's not even leaking enough to drip down. What you see there is just the oil draining out of the truck from the oil change. You can see up here, tip of my finger is a blow-by tube, and there's just a little bit of moisture on that. That's pretty normal. You know, you can see it a little bit on the oil pan, just kind of wet, probably from that splattering all over the place at times, but there's no real blow-by at all on the truck. Trans lines look pretty good. There's just a little bit, I mean, it looks a little wet there. It's not really, looks pretty dry. Transfer case back here is really dry. And that looks, that's about as good as you could ask for. There's your, right here is your four-wheel drive actuator thing. Turns on the four-wheel drive. This has that electronic shift on the fly, as they call it. U-joint here on the drive shaft. This all looks solid. And rear end over there. I don't know if we're upside down or right side up right now, but that's the rear end. Looks pretty dry over there too. Let me actually take a closer look at that. Maybe a little bit wet up near the speed sensor, which I have replaced in the past. It looks okay though. It's not a bad leak at all. These caps got codes on the inside that you can use on Shell rewards online. You just put these numbers in. Next, we're going to do tire rotation and grease up the front end. I'll tell you, it's going to be my one and only tire rotation this summer. It's about 95 degrees out right now, and these tires never wear out anyways. Here was my new tires with the shocks and the rims. That was at 240,600. We're at 300,000 now. So almost 60,000 miles. And they still kind of look new. Like they're not, I know they're not as deep as they used to be, but this is ridiculously deep for their 60,000 miles. Alright y'all, I took the oil in just for recycling right now. Everything's cleaned up. Tires are rotated. I checked for play. Front end is solid. Under the hood looks good. No leaks. Can't say, you know, it could be much better than that. Now I got this stuff just to show on the video. I've actually put some in my last tank. It's a good lubricator. You know, it says injector cleaner too, but I think Standardine's better. But this stuff, you know, it actually does have like an oily sort of consistency to it. It's got to be a good lubricator. This is really good in gas cars. I know that. You know, it works for diesel, but is really good in the gas. So let's hit the road. We're going to get home, wash the truck, and call it a day. So before, decent bit of brake dust on here. This Rain-X is great stuff to put on your windshield. Keeps the rain flowing off the windshield when you get these heavy rainstorms like we get down here on the Gulf Coast. All done. And with that, that's how we're going to celebrate 300,000 miles. So until next time, y'all have a good day. I can't do this. Cheers, y'all. This is some good stuff, by the way. Right up the road, they make this.